Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast, episode one of the Rangers season 2021-2022. It's good to be back on talking about Rangers again. We've done a few episodes in the past month or so talking about the Euros, but they're all done now. Focus again turns to Rangers for all our episodes, for all our content that'll be on YouTube and stuff like that. So if you enjoy the podcast, stay tuned over on YouTube, subscribe, like as always. It's much appreciated. And if you're listening anywhere else, if you could share about anywhere, it'd be much appreciated for us. So, it's good. It's fresh again. It's just amazing to be talking about Rangers again. First friendly game last night. Partick Thistle. I know you watched the majority of it. You'll be able to give us a rundown of what you saw, what you liked for that one. On you go for it. What was your thoughts about the first game then?
Well, obviously, first off, mate, I just want to talk. Obviously, it's good to be talking about Rangers again. Finally, also, still 4 games or so to go in the Euros, but main focus now is Rangers, and it's good to be back talking about Rangers. So last night, man, just really good to see the young players sort of get a run out with some of the experienced players as well. Some players who obviously may have broke the COVID thing at the time, for me, have proven themselves. I feel like they do deserve another chance. And just all around people getting chances, and that's what I liked. Obviously, that's what friendlies are. I was really impressed by Edmondson. I thought he was very vocal. Same with McCrory as well in goal. Very vocal as well. Commanding as well. I was impressed with quite a lot of them. Last night, the youngsters, Kelly as well, while he was on loan at Ross County. I'm really excited about that laddie. I hope he does get a go. You know, majority of them are probably going to go out back on loan. I was kind of hoping for somebody like Middleton to maybe step up and show that he maybe should be pushing through. He come into the senior team more often, but he'll probably go back to St Johnstone. But overall, last night I was really impressed with some of the young lads. Calvin Bassey as well, yet again, proving himself. Tav with the way he whips that ball in, that is just, you can watch that all day, to be honest with you. And I was happy for Big Cedric to get the goal because he was playing really well, I thought. But no, overall, I was happy to see everyone get a run out.
Yeah, I'm happy to see a mix of youth, a mix of the players well known love there as well. I've heard a lot of plaudits for Stephen Kelly. I didn't actually get to see the game, but I've heard a lot of plaudits coming his way. Obviously, had a really standout season at Ross County last year, impressing over there. Comes into the Rangers fold again, and maybe he is going to be forcing himself into Gerrard's plans. You never know. For what I saw him last season, he looked like a really good player. Maybe needs another season out in loan, but definitely equipped to being a Rangers player for me, him anyway. Jordan Jones is obviously back in the fold. Leon King, Middleton, as you said, McCrory, Edmondson, all those players that we've seen last season either went out on loan or didn't get much play time at all. Defoe captained the team. So obviously that will even be a big thing for him, even in a friendly. Good to see him still playing as well. And then we get the goal for Cedric Itten. I've seen the goal. It was a nice cross in for Roof. Hadji, first game of the season, assist. He does it down for it, and he's there to finish it. And that could be a sign of things to come for Cedric this season. Could he be that guy? Maybe took him a season to settle in, and he's here to mean business out to score goals. What's your thoughts on him?
As I say, mate, me and you're big fans of him. I do enjoy him. I just think he needs a real good run of games to really show his quality. But he was non-stop for me last night, always at it, always wanting the ball. Obviously got the goal, and it wouldn't be a Rangers game without penalty Rangers, would it, Jack? So it was nice to see that back.
No, I know. I seen a tweet that came out. It was like normality in England is full stadiums, and then normality in Scotland is penalty Rangers. So, first game of the season penalty. Dav missed it, but we get a goal. It's going to be one of the pre-season friendly games. It's going to be rusty in your first time out in a couple of months with each other. Obviously, there's a lot of players that you don't see in there as well. It'll be hard to gel together the first game, but it's nice to just see the players get a run out again, see them in the new shirt and stuff like that, and still come away with a victory and a clean sheet. Obviously, a big thing in any football match you play. So, good test, and then we move on to, is it Tranmere next? I think Tranmere Rovers on Saturday or something like that. So we move on to that, and then there's Arsenal to come as well, Blackpool. So some tasty games in there. getting us ready for the 31st of July with that Livingston game looming. But is there anything else you would like to talk about you've seen in the game that you enjoyed?
Just the fact that obviously the fans weren't allowed in the stadium, but as I say, following anywhere and everywhere, man, and it was just good to see that they were still there to support the boys last night. But no, I was just really impressed with some of the youngsters and some of the players that obviously broke the COVID whatever. But I'm happy that they really, some of them are going to step up, mate. I really do feel like Bassey's going to step up this season. Really challenge Barisic.
Maybe get a learning lesson last season. These players they're back in the fold now. Like pre-season really is their time to show what they can do to force themselves into Gerrard's plans, because they might not be in it otherwise. But they need to put the work in to show that they can play with Rangers, and it was whatever mistakes they made last season and they can rectify them. I still believe in the players that were there, but you never know. If they don't show it in pre-season, we'll just need to wait and see. But it's good to get that one ticked off. First game of the season. And then a good bit of news before that game as well. John Lundstrom signs on a free, was it a 3-year deal? Sheffield United, 27-year-old box-to-box midfielder. Played the majority of the games for Sheffield United last season. Didn't have a great season. But I've heard from Sheffield United fans and all that, he was trying to force himself out of the club. He wasn't playing his best football because he didn't know about to sign on for a new deal. And that's made evident. He ran down his contract. He's now at Rangers. Had a good first season in the Premier League with Sheffield United, of course. Lundstrom, he was a standout in that side. And when I seen it at first, when the rumour was bottom up, I was kind of like, whatever kind of signing. But the more I looked at it, it's smart business for Rangers. Like, you've got Greg Stewart, Bungani Zungu departing obviously last season, and you're replacing him with Fashion Sakala and John Lundstrom. That's going up in levels for me, and preparing for bigger tasks this season. So I'm excited by the signing. I just watched his interview there. They put out on Twitter, Scouser. So obviously he's going to want to come to Liverpool and work under Gerrard. Or he's going to want to come to Rangers as a Liverpool fan and work under Gerrard. But what's your thoughts on Lundstrom as a signing? Are you excited with that one?
That was one. Obviously when we did our January roundup, that I was looking at it and I thought, it makes sense. Just in terms of the fact that he has that Premier League experience, so he has that big game experience, I feel like. Obviously, last season, he was sort of trying to force himself out. You could tell the way he was playing. He just didn't want to be there. Thank God we've signed him and not that other idiot for Sheffield.
No.
Honestly, see if it was him, I'd have, no, what are we doing? But listen, I think he's going to take over for sort of maybe Arfield's role. I think Arfield's also getting up there in age. I just think we're going to need to rotate the midfield. I don't think we can rely on maybe Arfield to put in a lot of those shifts that he has previously that have been fantastic. Just think with some of the players getting up in age, maybe it's that kind of signing where he's just that similar player, but he's a bit younger than him, obviously. Not too younger than him, but young enough to do the job for us. But I'm looking forward to it. The same way any MD that signs for the club, you get the first chance, you know what I mean? You got to impress. But we'll see what he's like, mate. I'm looking forward to seeing the guy play.
Nah, you watch more Premier League football than I do as a whole, probably. But for what I've saw him, he just looks like that kind of bruiser midfielder. He's going to put the work in. He's going to take a yellow card if he needs to take one. He's going to do whatever it takes to obviously get a result. And I feel like that fits into the package here at Rangers with him. He's a right-sided midfielder as well. I would like to see him become more an attacking player. I know he has been majorly box to box, but I'd like to see him maybe become an attacking midfielder. It'd be nice to see in that respect, and he can also do it defensively as well. But I'd like to see him add numbers to his game. Could value that kind of thing. As you said, an Arfield replacement, he does get his numbers anyway, so I would like to see him in a similar light as him. And I do agree with that. I think it's maybe a replacement for Arfield long term, because you never know. Arfield's maybe only got a year left at the club. You've got this guy coming in. Could be the replacement. I'll be back to Falkirk maybe. But I'm excited by it. It maybe rules out the signings. I've seen Joey Viernan from Heerenveen, who he's a talented midfielder, young midfielder for Holland. Ozcan, I seen he was linked with the club as well, under 21 German midfielder, but he signed a contract extension with Cologne. That was a solid one to miss out on because I watched a bit of him. Looks a really good player as well. But it's nice to see he's get business done. Lundstrom, you'll take it on a freebie, and Premier League experience as well. You can't go wrong with that.
No, you can't, no, mate. That's what I'm on about as well. That Dutch boy that everyone was going on about. That would have been a fantastic signing, but I think this kind of signing is important just because he seems more prepared to do the dirty work as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's important. That's what I'm saying. It's similar to Arfield. Arfield's always prepared to make those extra runs, do the dirty tackles, So I'm looking forward to it, mate. I'm happy the club signed the player. It's going to be tough for him to get in that midfield in the first place. Let's not just think he's going to waltz in, because that midfield, as we said already, is pretty solid. So we'll see what it's just good to have competition at the club again for play season. Not somebody's signed and they're straight away into the team. It's just good to have competition again.
Because we were a bit thin in numbers midfield area at the end of the season. We were having to put Aribo at left back and stuff like that, and we had no subs to make because we were that thin on numbers. So you think about another guy coming in to play midfield. I just hope it's not a replacement for Glenn Kamara. That's my big sort of concern with that. I think it's Zungu's replacement for last season personally, but I'm hoping it's not a Kamara replacement. And either way, I'm happy with it. Free signing. He's coming into his prime as well. Really good age to sign a guy like that. Because if you're looking to sign him for a fee, it's maybe looking at about 5-6 million. So, smart business for the club. And that got me thinking about everybody at the club with the friendly, with competition for places. I put every single player that I could fit into a tier list, and this is going to be the next part of the podcast. So I'll share my screen and we'll do this tier list.
Here we go.
So here we go. Hey, can you see my screen? Aye.
I can see your screen, man. I can see it.
So we've got vital, starters, rotation, loan / for the future, and punt. So punt, obviously, that just get rid of them. But I've got a few youngsters in here, a lot of the first team. So starting off then, Al McGregor, he has to go in vital, surely.
Aye, 100%.
I don't think there's any question about that one. Nobody will argue with that one. Al McGregor's vital with the club. Andy Firth, a guy who's maybe played 2 games for the club. You get his contract extension at the end of the last season there. Third choice goalkeeper. I don't really know where to put him.
Do you know what it is? See, with that kind of signing, when he signed his new extension, I was like, why? I'll tell you why. Because it's probably the feel and the atmosphere he brings to the lads, the way he probably gets along with everyone, just doing that kind of job. And that's sometimes at a football club, that's important to have people that know they're not going to be starters, but they're there to help with the atmosphere. And he probably trains hard as well. You would probably put him in all these positions, probably a punt, to be honest with you.
Aye.
Maybe rotating or what have you. I don't know.
I know, because he's a third choice goalie. I like what you said there, because he really is a positive influence, I feel, in the squad, even when he isn't playing. He's always up in high spirits and stuff like that, even when he's not got a game. So I think we'll put him in rotation. I think it's unfair to say punt. He'll leave at the end of this season, but Andy Firth will go there now. The next one then, Scott Arfield. I think this is quite a difficult one for this season, because maybe when he signed with the club, he was vital to the way we played. Got that injury last season. Is he still a starter for you?
No, he's not. Well, do you know what? I'm probably going to put him in rotation, mate, because, as I say, we've got Aribo, we've got Kamara, and you've got Devo, who was just fantastic last season. You've got Igmy coming in for Sheffield, as we've just touched on. So it is going to be tough for Arfield, but who knows, man. Also Hadji as well, but I would put him there. I don't know about yourself, but I'd put him.
I think rotation for him would be the perfect place to put Arfield, because as you said, he's getting up there in terms of age. His fitness isn't the way it used to be, where he could just run about for the full 90 minutes. Although he'll try to do that, I feel he's going to be a rotation player this season for us, with the amount of numbers in midfield. And obviously there's still a full transfer window to go, so who knows who else we'll bring in that area. But I feel Arfield is a rotation kind of player at the moment. The next one then, Joe Aribo. for me, it goes in vital. Just if he plays left back, centre mid, right wing, whatever, he's obviously going to be vital to how we play. I don't know if you have any complaints about that one at all.
No, not whatsoever, mate. But probably just a bit of hanging for the people in the podcast who are listening or watching. The other day we were at Ibrox and just happened to bump into his brother. I couldn't believe it.
I know. I'm hoping it is his brother still. I'm hoping it's just not a random guy, but for what he told us anyway.
I'm holding out hope because he said Joseph and he didn't say Joe Aribo, so
well,
I'm sticking with that, mate.
Fair enough. Joe Aribo, vital. Leon Balogun, then a guy who came in last year, and he's proven himself to be a starter. Maybe a wee bit injury prone at times, but he's had that his full career. Signed him again for free for Wigan last year. Started the first game of the season for us and really looked good next to Connor Goldson all season. Was deployed at right back at times as well, where he was maybe not the best, but done a job and he can do a job wherever you need him. So for me, Balogun, starter. Same for you then?
Absolutely, mate. He's just, you see that partnership he has with Goldson. It's massive. He's another one who'll just play anywhere at the back. I think he'll just another one who'll just put a shift in. That's what I like about him. But he would be a starter for me.
Yeah. And then Borna Barisic, I know a guy you are torn on, but as long as he's still at the club, he's vital.
Absolutely.
Obviously, he's the best left back at the club. His attacking qualities cannot be underestimated. I'm hoping defensively this season he improves further. But I feel he's vital.
I agree, mate. He's vital 100%. As I say, for me, the criticism is just the defensive side of the game. I feel like he has to improve on massively. I just feel like he just wants to go forth all the time. As I've said before, it was kind of sort of the same with Tav a couple of seasons ago. And then Tav proved defensively. So if Barisic can just up his game there, definitely for me. But no, he's vital, 100%.
Yeah, vital for him. The next one then, Brandon Barker. He was on loan at Oxford last season. He was sort of a rotation player last season for us up until January, but scored a few goals, started an Old Firm game, which is mad to think about. But for me, I think Barker's time at the club is over, and I would punt him. I wouldn't loan him. I would get him off the wage bill.
Just punt him, mate. Just punt him.
You are punting as well for him.
I'm the same. I think I seen that thing he did with some guy or something where he bought his drinks or something.
Obviously you get stuff like that. Like that is class. A nice gesture and that, but it's a footballer for Rangers. I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. This is about playing the game, and I just don't think with the quality we've got, he gets into the team. He has, you know what I mean. When he's played, he's looked bright sometimes, and sometimes he's not looked the best. But I think punt's probably the best place for him to.
Yeah,
best place for him.
And then Calvin Bassey, a guy who you raved about at the start of the season last year, rightly so. Bucket hat Bassey. He took a dip out the squad, obviously due to his issues and stuff like that with the breaches. But you seen him last night. He looks like a fucking tank again this season. I don't know. I wouldn't put him in vital, obviously. Starters, I don't think he's there yet. I would maybe put him in rotation or for the future for me, because I feel like he's going to take over for Barisic eventually. But I don't know if he'll play that much this season. I don't know.
You know what it is? I think he's fantastic, as I say, mate. I just think he does both sets, defensive and attacking, so well. And last night he looked fantastic as well. But I don't know if I'd put him loan or for the future there. I'd probably put him rotation. I feel like he'd probably get the Betfred Cup games. You know what I mean? Maybe sort of when we play the lower league teams.
No.
Sort of kind of that. Or maybe they'll sort of, we're not going to play Hamilton, thank God. But I just think he'll get sort of the kind of cup games and things like that. Same sort of maybe as Arfield, maybe as the season progresses. But he's always there to do a job, and if, say, Barisic does leave, we get a bid for him in the summer, he's definitely somebody that I would throw into the deep end, because I do think he could swim in it, mate, to be honest with you. He's a fantastic player. I rate highly, but I put him in rotation.
We'll stick him in rotation then.
This one's not even a question, mate. This one's no even...
obviously Stephen Davis is same as McGregor, that vital. we'll move on for that one. Jermaine Defoe, a guy who he's going to be taking up a coaching role this season as well. He'll be a bit part player again this season, but you've seen last season when we needed Defoe, he was there. He bagged goals for us, big games as well. For me, I'd put him in rotation. I think that's the good place for him because, as you say, he might be the same as Bassey and stuff like that. He might get cup games. He'll get maybe the last 10, 20 minutes of games at times, but he's always going to be there if you need him.
Absolutely. And the thing with Defoe is I would love to see him get a Champions League game. Just bring him, put him on the bench, give him a Champions League game. The guy is fantastic, and team captain of the club last night was great. I've been the same as you. I'd put him in a rotation. I do feel like he'll be the same and get cup games and things like that. Maybe get Aberdeen again and score some more top goals. But I'm the same as you, mate.
Go with rotation for him then. George Edmondson. You seen him last night. He didn't play much last season. He went out and loaned to Derby, helped them save relegation. But where do you feel that he's equipped to now? Because I feel like maybe a loan again, or do you just get rid of him? I don't know, because it's the centre back problem. Is we've got Balogun and Simpson, Goldson, Katic, Helander. We've got a lot of options there. Do you feel he's going to be able to push himself into the mindset of Gerrard to play him?
I was impressed with him last night, just in terms of how vocal and things like that he was, and the communication he was showing. But I just feel like he has to go on loan. I don't want to play like him, just, you know what I mean, just passing away at the club. I think he needs to go out on loan to improve, to develop one for the future as we've got here. So I would definitely put him out on loan and hopefully comes back a better player. As you say, going to Derby, probably not the best sort of. Well, helping them out of relegation, mate. But I think another loan, maybe in the Championship or something like that, would be good for the guy, and get him game time. That's important for Edmondson, I would say.
I think it's all about game time. He's still 24 or something like that, so he's still got time yet. But he was in the plans as well last season, a couple of seasons now ago. He had a good run in the side when we needed him. He was really good in big games like Braga and stuff like that. So he's still got quality. That's what I mean.
The thing that worries me about him is I hope that someone like Simpson coming in isn't just took his place because maybe what's happened. I hope he does get the chance again to prove that he is a top centre-half for the club, and he's still young, plenty of time to work his way into the first team. Alone would be perfect for him, I would say.
Aye. Right, next then, Fashion Sakala, a guy we've yet to see in a Rangers shirt, but for what we've seen for him at Ostend, it looks promising. And for me, I think he goes straight into the starter category so far. I don't feel that we signed this guy for any other reason other than he start him most games. What do you think about that?
Well, listen, I'll probably put him there, to be honest with you, but who knows when he comes in. As a player, I'm looking forward to. We've all watched the interview about him, and what a journey, what a story. That's a Hollywood movie, his life is, to be honest with you, for me. But I would probably put him there. I'm really looking forward to just seeing him wear the Rangers top, to be honest.
Aye, so am I.
I'm looking forward to seeing what the guy's all about, and let's hope he delivers. But I'll put him there, 100%. Mate.
Yeah, I'm really, I'm buzzing to see this guy. Like, just further that I've seen him, I just feel he's going to go up another level with Gerrard's coaching and playing at this level and stuff like that. So I'm excited by him. Hopefully we get to see him in the next couple of weeks. Goldson, vital, and it's also vital that we tie him down to a new contract. He's got a year left, and I don't want Connor Goldson to leave in a free. I want him to sign on again, and hopefully that gets done ASAP.
Hopefully. This guy, man, honestly, see, as I said when he first came in, everyone was a bit hanging on him. Now I adore this guy, man. I tell you this right now. Just another one with a story as well with his heart, as we've obviously touched on. But he is vital. All the minutes he played last season. And he's just, the leadership he shows, man. So vocal at the back, always commanding the defence and telling people where to go with the ball and things like that. And that's what you want. But yeah, he needs to sign that. I don't want a situation where, say we do win more trophies, he plays Champions League and then he goes off to an average Premier League team.
No,
you have to tie him down. I really hope that one gets done, Jack.
I'm hoping that gets done soon, because I don't want his contract to really run down and then ends up leaving for nothing. So hopefully soon, but for now, vital, of course, to that defence. Yanis Hadji, then a guy, his third season now at Ibrox. It's mad to even think about that. First full season last year, he came in January 2020, so second full season under his belt now. He was top in assist charts. He got a lot of goals last season as well. For me, I think he goes in starter. I don't think he's vital because he was a rotation kind of player last year. But I feel that the majority of the time he'll start.
Well, I think you're underestimating the power of Hadji, to be honest with you. This guy, man, got assist last night already. And I just, obviously, when he was assisting and things like that last season, he was still getting criticism. I probably would put him starter. He's not as vital. Well, he is. I feel like he is, but I don't know. This guy, man, he's another one that divides opinions sometimes. I mean, nobody's looks, you know what I mean, could be a model for Hugo Boss or whatever, but definitely, I would put him probably at a starter level. Let's just do that then.
Aye, because I feel like the vital category is like you see the players that are there, they're like the best in their positions, in my opinion. I feel like Hadji is still got maybe a season to go until he's reaching levels of Joe Aribo and stuff like that. But I feel like he's under that category as Balogun. Like he is really good enough to obviously start the majority of the games in. I'm just happy he's not going to the Olympics, to be honest with you. We need him for the Champions League, so that's the main thing. Let's go on to the next lad then. Aye, so obviously big to have him about for the Champions League qualifiers. But the next lad then, Jake Hasty, a guy that was forgotten in the distance, went to Motherwell last season. He's played one game. I feel that this one really hasn't worked out for the future. Maybe even a couple of seasons ago we would have put him there, but he's just don't expect much for Jake Hasty, do you?
I don't expect anything for the guy. The only thing I really can remember about the guy is he get pace. That's about it. That's all I can remember for the boy. I don't know what happened with his loan move at Motherwell, but I hate just giving up on somebody, but at the same time, it's probably best just to let him go and play football somewhere else.
Nah, definitely. Next one then, Philip Olander. Sadly put out the Euros in the last minute. Condolences to him, of course, but what a machine he is at the back.
Hang on a minute. Condolences? It's not like they died.
Well, yeah, obviously his country get put out.
They get put out, but he's about to play Champions League football.
Exactly. So we turn the book, and he's now going to be back at Rangers. Then I feel like he's going to get offers though this summer. He's going to be one maybe hard to hold, keep a hold of. But I would love to keep a hold of him. I feel like we put him in starters for now.
I would agree 100%, mate. Obviously still lost a game, so that's a positive. I seen Aston Villa were sniffing about him, so let's hope he doesn't leave. There's another one who just solid at the back with Connor Goldson. I don't know whether, but that's probably down to Goldson and relationship he probably has with the guys off the park or whatever. But it's just fantastic to have solid defenders when you think what we've had before in the past. Obviously, Rob Kiernan's and dark times like that, but now we're talking about positivity. So, but I would put him in starter, mate, 100%.
Nah,
I can't even see this guy's face yet.
I know that's the pictures have been cut down, but this is Cedric Itten. So for me, I would love to put him in starter, but I think he's going to. I think he's going to be a rotation striker again. I feel like he's got all the ability in the world, as we said at the start of the episode, to really push on and be a starter for us. But I think the majority of the time you'll see Cedric Itten either come off the bench or start in cup games or bottom of the league kind of clashes and stuff like that. He also could maybe go out and loan. I don't know really what will happen with Cedric Itten, but I would love to see him really push on this season.
Absolutely. Listen, still going to be the landlord of Motherwell. Let's hope he gets those games because he loves those games. But no, he'll probably be similar to Calvin Bass. He'll probably get cup games. You know, it's going to be a long season, but I think everyone will get their opportunity. Everyone will get a chance, but probably more likely going to get, as you say, lower league sort of games and cup games. But I would put him in rotation as well.
Aye, definitely for Cedric Itten. And then Jack Simpson. Few games under his belt now, Old Firm game under his belt. Obviously winning the league will be big for him, and he's got a full season under his belt to go now. starting for the first day pre-season is obviously big for him. I feel like he's going to be a rotation centre half right enough. I feel that he was nervous last season coming into it. It's such a big period for the club and that, going invincible, but he came through that. Maybe had a couple of mistakes in him or whatever, but I feel like he's going to shoot up and he's going to get better and better this season, but I don't feel he's better than Goldson, Hurlander or Balogun enough to start.
No, I'm the same way, mate. That's what I'm saying. If you're feeling, obviously you're going to feel the pressure when you're playing for Rangers, but if you're feeling it when there's no fans in the stadium, what are you going to be like when there is legit fans and they might be getting on your back? That's what's going to be interesting when hopefully fans get back into the stadium with him to see what he's like. I thought he was all right last night, but I'd probably put him there as well. He'd probably be another one who'll get cup games and things like that.
Another one then you can't see the head of, but it is Jamie Murphy. Jamie Murphy returning for his loan at Hibs. I feel really sorry for this guy because he was in Gerrard's plans and then he got that bad injury at Kilmarnock. He's had the quality. He's been here all the way for Graham Murray's tenure, so he's been here for a while. But I think it's time to cut our losses in Jamie Murphy, and I think it's time to punt him.
I would say absolutely. Mate. I mean, there's an example of why that AstroTurf Park needs to go. You know what I mean? Cost this guy's career at Rangers probably. Who knows what he could have went on to do? But I would say it's time to let him go. And you know what I mean? He's been here for a long time. It's time to let you go and do what you're doing, mate. But aye, definitely.
Time to go for Jamie Murphy. John McLaughlin then went to the Euros with Scotland. Didn't see any game time, but he's a second choice keeper. He's going to be in rotation. He'll get some games.
Definitely. Another one who was fantastic when he put on the jersey. But definitely a rotation keeper, mate.
Not much to say about him. And then the one every single season we seem to come to it, Jordan Jones. What do we do with this guy now?
I mean, we all know it's there. It's still the attitude for me. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? But I just think it's time to let him go. We can't afford to keep going. Do we not? I think we need to just let him go. See what happens when he goes. All the best to the lad, but I think it's time to just let him go, mate.
I'm the same. I would love to see this season or this pre-season really nailed down and think what an opportunity I've got to still be here at the club for first of all. But I don't know. I just as you said, the mentality of the guy. I just don't think he's all there to really do that. So I would punt him. He's 26 or something like that. So he's still within that age where he could maybe go for another loan, come back and get better. But I just don't see him pushing into the squad. Like,
he can't.
He had his chance last season and he ruined that for me. So
I don't think the club can do this anymore because you know, if he's at that kind of age, fair enough. If you're at Edmondson's age, we're all right, cool, go get loan, go and get experience. But with Jones, he's had that, so I don't know what it is, man. You think he would? I don't know. I just think it's time to cut our losses with the guy.
And he didn't start in Sunderland's biggest game last season either, so I feel like that says it all to me. Like, he had a decent enough loan there, but if he was a really good player playing good football, he would be starting the biggest games, and he didn't. So I feel like it's time to get rid of Jordan Jones and just get rid of that whole sort of talk about him, or just give him a season, he'll get better or whatever. But that's him for me. Glenn Kamara, vital. Right. Just for me, just thinking about Glenn Kamara leaving the club is angering me a lot because I feel like he's similar to Hurlander. When if one of they two leave, it's going to really show how important they were to what we done. And I feel like Glenn Kamara, current moment, might be the hardest player to replace. That might be a hot take, but I feel like he's just so underrated to what he does. And I feel like trying to replace a player like that, especially for what we got him for, is going to be really, really hard.
I agree, mate. I don't think you can really replace that lad and what he does for the team. I mean, you could name, obviously we'll get on to some of them that are coming up, but I mean, they could be easy to replace, whereas this guy, man, the price we got him for and everything like that, I don't like it, as I said in the Euro videos when they're going, oh, he might be going to Brighton or whatever. Why is he going to go there? I'm sorry, I'm no disrespect to Brighton, but you're up here, you're fighting to win trophies, you're getting European football, and your manager's Steven Gerrard. why are you in the you know what I mean? You're playing for the best fans in the world, so I don't know why he would leave. The guy is vital, 100%, mate. I don't know what's more to say on him,
No,
but
I think
I
that's
definitely want to lose.
I think that's all, everybody's thoughts on that. I think it's inevitable when he does leave. I just hope we've got him for another season because I think see if he can do what he does. Well, he's obviously had a great Euros with Finland, but if he could do what he does in the Champions League, get more eyes on him, that'll obviously be great for him. I want to see Glenn Kamara play to the best of his ability, and I don't feel like taking a move to Brighton or Watford's really what he needs personally.
Listen,
But
you could understand if he was going, no, I want to go back. See if an Arsenal came in from, you could understand that. Obviously, you could understand that, but a Watford or a Brighton, come on.
nah,
I mean, they two will be fighting relegation. I'm sorry. Come on, you're playing Champions League football.
I feel like Glenn Kamara could really push into a team like Arsenal and all. Like, I really think he could be a good player for them, but we'll see what happens with Glenn Kamara over the summer. But for now, he's a Rangers player. For now, he is vital what we do. Niko Katic then, injured all of last season. Obviously, put on all that muscle, all that weight to look like an absolute monster now. Where do you see him coming into this season? Do you feel like maybe he goes out on loan because he's a bit young, or do you see him playing his part this season?
I see him playing his part this season, and I want him to play his part this season because he's a player. I love him. Honestly, I love the guy. I felt so sorry for him. That's the thing we were talking about as well, as you said. Yeah, when he got injured, he was obviously at lockdown. Really didn't have MD, did he? Really, so that was also might have been a difficult time for him. But I hope he's rotation, and he gets game time, gets a chance to prove himself. Maybe if Hollander goes, he might move into the starter. You never know. But he was sort of the one to help with, you know what I mean, the sort of swift and momentum. He got that last goal in that Old Firm, so I'm hoping he gets a chance to prove himself this season.
Aye, so am I. I hope he really gets a good chance at it this season. Ryan Kent, vital, no question about it.
Can we just put Tav in there as well, because there's no question about that.
May as well just put Tav in there as well while we're here. And Morelos while we're here as well. We'll talk about him again.
We'll talk about him.
But they three vital, of course. Like you look at all them, starting the majority of the games, providing goals, assists, whatever last season. Kent, a guy we cannot lose. Hopefully not to your Leeds, but we'll see what happens in the summer again. But I don't want to lose him. Tav obviously signed on again. And he's going to be captain for maybe the rest of his career at Rangers, who knows. And Morelos, he always has that transfer rumour. Porto is the one this season. Don't know if there's any truth in it, but again, you just don't want to let the guy go, man. Like, that'll break my heart when he leaves.
But I think it'll break everyone's heart, to be honest with you, if any of the three of them were to leave. On about Ryan Kent, just massively vital. If you're looking at the three of them, the one that's not his thing is out of Tav and Kent for me, Morelos. If he goes, do you know what I mean? But Kent, I don't think you can replace Kent. Kent was that signing that made everyone go, yes, we've got that big game player. Every time he plays the Old Firm, the opposition are quaking in their boots. I don't really care what they say. No. They are. I can't see him going to Leeds. As another one, you're playing Champions League football. You're up here to win trophies. I couldn't see him leaving Tav. I hope he plays the rest of his career up here. And Morelos with Porto, I mean, I've seen what Daniel Candeias said in the sense that he might want, I know how much it means to him to play for Colombia, so who knows, but I just hope he stays. I don't want the guy to go. Everyone adores him, and it'd be a real heartbreaker. We'll end up listening to Kanye West, man, you know what I mean?
No. You just hope all three of them are here by the start of the season and even further when the transfer window shuts. That's the main thing. Tav obviously will be, but the two of them we need to keep a hold of just as much as Kamara and stuff like that. And then next one, Leon King. I think he goes straight into for the future. He might go out on loan this season, but he played a bit last night. He played a couple of games last season off the bench. Looks to be, as I said, one for the future.
Oh, definitely one for the future. He seemed all right last night. It's definitely one for the future, mate.
Nah, definitely. Then John Lundstrom, new signing. He comes right into the fold. Does he go straight into starters yet?
Aye.
I think he does. Aye, I think
The Premier League.
he's brought in to be someone that's going to start. It's going to be a rotation throughout the midfield, I think, all season with the amount of quality players we've got in there. But aye, we don't bring him in for no reason.
No, we don't bring him in for no reason. As I said, he's a Premier League player. He's not going to look to be sitting on the bench all season. I'm hoping he'll fight to get himself into that middle of the park, but he definitely will be a starter, mate. And just look forward to seeing what he can do for the club, and hopefully it's more of a positive attitude. Obviously, with Sheffield relegation, you're probably thinking to yourself, listen, I'm almost done at the summer here. I'm out, so why would I care? And as he said, he watched and he seen what we were doing. He wants to be a part of it. Who doesn't want to be a part of it, to be honest with you? Even Lionel Messi probably wants to. No. I'd take him. But no, let's hope he's a starter, mate.
Nah, looking forward to see with him. And then the next three, I feel like they're all for the future. We've got Lewis Mayo, we've got Robbie McCrorie and Glenn Middleton. Maybe Middleton's a bit iffy on the punt sort of option because he's been in the squad for a few years now. But Mayo obviously played a bit last night as well. McCrorie started in goals, and then Middleton cup double with St Johnstone last season as well. So what's your thoughts on the three?
You know what it is? So the three there. McCrorie's one for me, who I think, I don't know about McLaughlin here. I don't know how long McLaughlin's contract is, but maybe if McLaughlin's going at the end of the season, McCrorie can also take that position. It's going to be tough anyway, goalkeeping-wise, because our goalkeepers are up there in age. They've got that experience. I do feel like another loan would be good for him, just to go back out, maybe go to maybe back to Livingston. Who knows where he'll go, but just maybe more Scottish football, get that game time. Middleton, I agree with that. He is between loan or punt for me. I don't know. The guy's got it. Do you know what I mean? It is there, and I really hope he can improve himself. I think he is going back on loan to St Johnstone, aren't he?
For what I heard last week, it was done, but he played last night, obviously. So I don't know if that's maybe going to happen eventually. But I feel like he's got another loan maybe in him, and then we'll reevaluate that season, that situation next season. But I feel like all three of them, they've still got time, of course, on their side to become good players for the club.
Absolutely, 100%, man.
And then the next one, then a guy from the academy who impressed us all last season, was in the Scotland squad for the Euros. Patterson, he's got the most difficult position in the team where he's competing with the captain. That I honestly can't pick where to put this guy because he starts for me, but then like Tav's going to be starting, so then he's too good to put in rotation for me as well. So where do you put him?
It's a tough one, mate, and that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping somebody take Barisic, somebody take him, and maybe honestly take him, put Patterson out on the left or what have you. I know Tav wants to go further forth, but I can't see that happening. Obviously, the new boy coming in, maybe he'll be a bit versatile like Kima. But this is a tough one. I'm the same. I think he'd be a starter, but oh man, this is tough. I don't know where to put him.
Tough because he's
shown
his quality.
Sorry to sing me, mate, but if this is tough for us to go, is he hang me? Imagine what it's like to be Gerrard in that.
I know, because you're sitting with two top class right backs there, and one of them's your captain, who you literally can't drop if he's available, and you've got Patterson, who's a promising talent. He's going to probably take over for Tav at some point, but it's so hard to pick this one. Like I want to put him in starters because I feel like he's good enough, but he doesn't start over Tav, so I think we need to put him there. I think it's harsh on him right enough. Like, I really do. I think he's such a great looking player, and if we can play him at any point, I would 100%. And I don't know if he's going to want to sit on the bench. That's the thing. Like, is he going to want to go and play games, or is he going to go and play for Rangers when he's got the chance? He's obviously shown he's at this level already. I don't know.
I think he's got an excellent attitude, to be honest with you. I know you can say what you want about the whole COVID thing, but who really cares at this point? I think he's got an excellent attitude, and I think whatever the club asks him, I think he's willing to do. You know, they probably could ask him, you might go on goals. He probably would do it, to be honest with you. But I think probably putting him there probably is the best. I mean, Tav is in front of him, so it is difficult, mate. That's a difficult one.
It's really difficult. That was the first one I really looked at, and I was like, you could put him in either of the first four. Like, genuinely for me, he's that good. But I hope we see some of him this season at least. Next one then, Roof.
Vital.
put up his numbers last season. Played a good part for the squad in his first year.
Vital for me.
And they goals were vital. Scores in the big games. Scores whenever you need him. He's always in the box. Poacher. Aye, vital.
Vital for me. I know, obviously, I know as a Leeds fan, I know what he can do. He will get in a bit of an injury, sort of around November, maybe either way, at sort of wintery time, maybe. But his numbers last season, still with the injuries, just up there. Fantastic goal, obviously, in Europe that everyone's talking about. Scoring in the Old Firms, and that's why if we do lose Alfredo, I'm not that. Obviously, I'm heartbroken, but at the same time, I remember Bill Keemar's there, and also this new boy coming in. But for me, he's massive. If you just, even as you said, with an injury-prone sort of kind of season, he's still, the numbers were up there. That's what's fantastic.
Exactly. I think he got about 20 plus goals last season in all competitions. So really big for him. 2 goals in Old Firm as well. So Roof.
The celebrations and all, by the way, come on.
Nah, you know. Probably scored one of my favourite goals last season in that Old Firm header. I thought it was an absolute cracking goal. But aye, he is vital, I feel as well. Ryan Jack. Oh, I think if we'd done this at the start of last season, he'd been vital. But I feel that now he's dropped down to that starter. He still starts for me. But it's hard. It's going to be hard for everybody to stay in that midfield. That's good though for the squad with the competition in that. But Ryan Jack, man, starter for me.
Do you know what it is? I agree with what you said there, but see now the competition's there and the injuries he's getting, I'm worried. I am worried for the guy.
Hoping that injury sort of period is behind him now, though. I hope, because I remember he missed out in the Euros and he was away to get surgery and stuff like that. I hope this surgery is really going to help him playing a full season.
I hope so, mate. I pray. But see if, honestly, I don't know. See if he's there, put Patterson there and all. I'm sorry, Patterson's got to be there and all for me. I don't know. I love him, but it's the injuries, man. And you've got that boy coming in for Sheffield. You've got your Kamaras, your Aribos, even your Hadjis competing there, Devo. It's tough for him. And Arfield as well.
Nah, don't get me wrong, as well. Arfield will be knocking on the door as well. It's hard. I feel like he's at the level though. It's a hard one with Patterson as well because I'm going to put Patterson up here.
Got him, mate. I think you have to.
I'm going to put Patterson up here as well.
The way I'm looking at the rotation is people on the bench come off, make an impact. Starters, I'm looking at people who could go into the first team, do the job. Vital, obviously, people that are key and help, really key in winning the title. With the experience of McGregor, Devo. So I think they two have got to be there. But Jack, I'm worried for just in terms of the competition in the middle of the park.
Aye, they two ones are really hard to pick there, but I feel like they're both equipped enough to start whenever we need them and could start for long periods of time within the squad and not look out of place. So I feel the two of them, definitely go there then. Stephen Kelly had a really good game last night, as we spoke about at the start of the episode. Good loan spell at Ross County. And a lot of people on Twitter and stuff like that are really saying this guy could compete this season. Even in that tough midfield that we're speaking about, this guy could really compete and push himself into Gerrard's plans. But I think maybe a loan for Stephen Kelly. Again, I would love to see our own talent again come through this season. But I don't know. What's your thoughts on him?
Well, first off, I want to shout out our man CJ Novo because he was the one who really got me to pay attention to this boy. Man, this one's for the future. I definitely do feel like he was fantastic last night. I'm going to put him in rotation. I think Gerrard is going to give the boy a shout this season, as I say, maybe cup games or something. A loan would probably be more beneficial just to get full season in him. But I don't know.
But maybe even looking at that, he had a full season in the Premiership last year with Ross County. They beat Celtic twice and he was playing. So I want to put him there. That's where I want to put him, but I feel like the smart decision is to put him here. I want to put him in rotation though, because I feel that like Patterson last season, he stayed about and he didn't go out on loan or that, and he really got into the squad. And you never know what happens with injuries and stuff like that. Form could come into it, and this guy could really play himself into Gerrard's plans, but I wouldn't also be surprised if he went out on loan again as well.
No, I'm the same, but as I'm saying, Ryan Jack gets injured. There goes that young lad into his position.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm saying, people like your Calvin Bassies and Cattages and things like that, they're all going to be needed because say it's going to be a massive season yet again, more competitions to compete in. And I just think if he's got you could tell, I think, with last night's game, I know maybe I'm reading to hang me into it, but if he's wanting to see what you're like and with some of the first team lads, he's clearly must be looking right, okay, I'll bring you in, maybe just for the bench, cup games, as I'm saying. A loan move would be much more beneficial, as you said, beating Celtic twice last season, so who knows. But I just think if somebody like Ryan Jack gets injured, he'd be perfect just to come in. But who knows, just being around that experience as well in the middle of the park, that full season, just training, learning for Devo and things like that, and even the boys just come in as well. I think that's all going to be key and massive for him, and just to be around that winning mentality as well. Who knows?
Definitely.
It's a tricky one, but I would put him in rotation at the moment for me.
Aye, I think that's a good place to put him. Loan as well, it could happen, as we said. But the next one then, the final one, Scott Wright. A guy who just seems to get better and better every single time we see him. Impressed again last night. Obviously came into the fold a bit later than everybody else came in January. But I think he's a rotation player.
Where's he going?
He's in here. I feel like he's a rotation player for now. He could go up to starters. He's got all the ability in the world to be up there. But at the moment, as we're sitting here, I feel like he's a rotation player.
No, I agree, mate. I keep saying it, but cup games and things like that are going to be massive. I want to take all the trophies this season, including the Champions League. Let's go for it. Come on, we'll get it. I tell you what, if we go on some run, I'll be just proud anyway. But no, he is another one. I just think he's got a better attitude than Jordan Jones, to be honest with you. I think I don't want to say similar player, but pacey, very intelligent.
They're both very direct. But I feel that Scott Wright's got that he's got that bit of trickery in him as well, where I feel that Jordan Jones is just pace. But I feel that if you're looking at Scott Wright, Jordan Jones, I take Scott Wright all day.
I don't know. It's just, for me, it's with the attitude with it, as we say. Like, I don't know. I feel like for the outside, it seems like Jordan Jones is a bit arrogant, and I feel like Scott is more humble in the sense that he's just grateful for the opportunity to be at Rangers, and he's just willing to do anything to get into the first team and prove himself. So rotation's where I would put him already, and can't wait to see what the guy does with a full season is. So let's hope he does get some minutes, as I say. Cup games and things like that will be beneficial for us this season.
Aye. I really enjoyed that there. A lot of good discussions about every single player. And that's how we've ended it.
There's just one player that I seen last night that was on the bench. He didn't really come on, but he was there. Boy with long hair.
I seen him. His name's Alex Lowry.
Alex, he looks like an alright player, by the way. I'll tell you that. And he's probably one for the future, but he looked alright. Just watching him in the warm-up and that, he looked pretty decent, mate.
I think he's only 16, 17-year-old and also, again,
you can tell they're
more youth coming through.
You can tell when they're a decent player, sorry, mate. You can tell they're decent when they do the whole Suarez thing, when they've got one of their hands. You can just tell.
Well, fair enough, actually. I agree with that as well. But he didn't make it into this tier list. But as I said, that's how we've done it. If you have any different opinions on what we've said, please let us know. This is always up for discussion, these kind of videos. So back to this, and that's the podcast for how it is. Is there anything else you would like to touch on before we finish up here then?
Two things, mate. Just before we touch up, obviously we're back to Rangers, but big game tonight with Italy and Spain. I know you've been backing the Italians. I know everyone's been enjoying them. I enjoyed them as well. I know everyone was going on about Immobile and doing all that. Don't really care about. I like that kind of stuff. See if that's for your club. I don't know. There's just something about it. Whereas Suarez does it all the time. Do you know what I mean? So
made a career of doing it.
You know what I mean? I guess because it's an international tournament, and if he did it against England, they'd be going, "Oh, it cheated." But who knows tonight? I know Luis Enrique's got the Spain team wearing the away top again. I think he's been very superstitious there because every game they've won, they've had the away top on. So who knows? I think it might go to penalties tonight, to be honest.
Well, it's going to be a tough game anyway. Like Spain, for me, I look at them that way. They've got all the quality in the world with the players they have starting on the bench and stuff like that. But I feel like they're stumbling over the line every game. I feel like they might stumble over Italy again, as you say, a penalty shootout or something like that. I think it'll be a tough game. It'll be a tight game, but I'm still going to back the Italians here. I feel like the Italians are here to win the tournament. I feel like they're strong. People are saying, Austria took them extra time and stuff like that, but look at them throughout the tournament. They've been really good. Belgium game as well. They were phenomenal. And Insigne's goal was quality. So I feel like the Italians could go through here tonight. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if the Spanish stumble over.
Just for me, this game just feels very like the 2016 final, where everyone was just like, France are going to do Portugal. I don't know. I feel like Spain have got luck on their side here.
Exactly. You never know what can happen. Spain have got quality, but they seem to have trouble scoring goals, and I think they're going to get limited opportunities against that Italian backline as well. So I don't know.
Here it comes, Jack. I know it says Scotland on here, but I can change that to Spanish.
You're Spanish tonight then.
And I can go on Viva la España. We're all backing Denmark though on Wednesday, aren't we?
Aye, of course. You want to see Denmark win, and then they've had a really. I feel like the thing that happened with Eriksen, they've really been rejuvenated by that, and they've been like, right, let's go and do this for Eriksen, and they've made a really good account of themselves so far. England at Wembley's going to be tough, right enough, but I feel that don't doubt Denmark either. I feel like they could really give England a good game, could surprise them even in their own backyard. So I'm looking forward to that one as well. But it wouldn't surprise me again if England just go to the final.
No, listen, I'm just, obviously as a Leeds fan, I'm rooting for my boy Calvin. The amount of stick he takes, do you know what I mean? I'm sorry, I don't see what this Declan Rice boy does, but...
I'm agreeing with you, by the way. Calvin Phillips is double the player Declan Rice is, in my opinion. I don't get what the hype is.
No, I don't understand it at all. I do feel like, I know England fans are quick to have a go at Gareth Southgate, but I do feel like he's managed the tournament in a really smart way in terms of the way he's managed the games. I know they're calling, just go all attacking, but what happens if he goes all attacking and then he loses a game, as he said at the Germany game? But it'll be an interesting game again. But I'm backing the Danish, but I do hope my boy Calvin does do well. I do want him back for a good pre-season, but who knows?
Aye, I know. Looking forward to the games anyway. It's been a really good tournament so far, and it was nice, obviously, talking about the Euros, full episodes of the podcast. That was really good as well. But aye, that's the episode. That's the first one done in the books for Rangers season 21-22. With the tier list and stuff like that. As I said, if you have any thoughts on the podcast, how we can improve it and all that, please let us know. Much appreciated to take any feedback on board. Aye, of course. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe to the channel. We're nearly at 200. We're getting right up there again. So keep subscribing, sharing about for us. That'd be much appreciated. And we'll be back next week with another Rangers themed podcast for you. So until then, we'll see you later.